Hello and welcome back to Cheeseman Returns. I'm Dan Cheeseman and as always I'm joined by Alice Cheeseman.
Hiya Babs.
And today we're discussing the three big movies of the summer: Jurassic World Rebirth, Fantastic Four First Steps and Superman.
Otherwise known as Super Fantastic Jurassic.
Okay, it's been a few weeks since we've seen some of these. So I thought I'd quiz you.
Oh, great, yeah.
Okay, so who is Martin Krebs?
What? I don't know.
In Jurassic World?
Krebs. Is he the scientist?
No.
Okay, no, pass.
It's Rupert Friend as the sort of dastardly villainish character.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Cool.
He was good and hissable, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
Okay, can you name any of the dinosaurs from
God.
Jurassic World Rebirth?
Well, was there a T-Rex?
Yeah?
Okay, T-Rex.
Any more?
Mosasaur?
Yeah, not a dinosaur, but yeah, close enough.
Yeah. And whatever that weird fake made up one was, I can't remember its name.
Oh, the Rancor.
That's it, yeah. What was the fake one called?
D-Rex.
Hard pass.
You could also have Aquilops. That was the cute little one.
Aww.
Titanosaurus, I think, was the big sauropod.
Right.
Dilophosaurus was in it very briefly.
Aww.
And Compsognathus and Velociraptor very, very briefly, like cameos.
So brief that.
And then some made-up ones. I think one of the made-up ones was called a Mutodon or something like that. Okay, in Superman,
Yeah.
who did Edie Gathicki play?
Oh God, I'm not going to remember his name. Mr. Amazing? Mr. Fantastic?
So close.
Mr. Fantastic Man. Amazing Man. Really, really great man. Mr. Great. No.
I mean, that could be a new character. That could be his sidekick.
Yeah.
It's Mr. Terrific.
There. See, I was so close. I was skirting around it.
Okay, who is Mr. Handsome?
Is that really weird looking thing that operates the weird... I was going to say lift, but it's not a lift.
Yeah, it's like a sort of...
contraption.
It looks like he's rowing like the River Styx or something, doesn't it?
In the world in between worlds.
Yeah, the
in
pocket
Superman.
dimension,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it, yeah. He's a very handsome chap, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. Which cast member in Fantastic Four First Steps has written an excellent series of spy novels?
Oh, Mark Gatiss.
Yeah!
Finally, I get a question.
And lastly, did Fantastic Four First Steps take place on Earth 616 or Earth 828?
828.
Yeah.
I remember it was Jack Kirby's birthday.
Yeah, well done. And now we're going to talk about There May Be Trouble Ahead, Jurassic Park Rebirth.
Thank you, Jeff.
Did I say Jurassic Park or Jurassic World?
You said Jurassic Park.
Oh, no. There may be tiny imperfections in this podcast.
Imperfections?
Microscopic. So, rewinding to 1993, the first film in the series obviously was Lightning in a Bottle, and it's kind of unfair to compare it to the rest of the series because it's just
so amazing.
One of the best films of all time.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot of weighty themes and philosophizing, and we got all the build up, and we got the control room stuff, which we've only ever really got a little bit of that again in Jurassic World.
Yeah, I love all the behind the scenes park stuff.
Yeah, and characters that you could connect with, and definitely there hasn't been anything close to that in any of them since.
No.
However, Lots of long-running franchises do have sort of diminishing returns and don't offer anything new.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's a reason for people to sort of rush to the internet and say, oh, this one's rubbish. Or the thing I keep seeing people saying is, oh, it's mid.
Yeah, that's used quite a lot now, isn't it?
It's exhausting, isn't it?
Yeah.
One thing I noticed in Jurassic World Rebirth is this is one of the first times since Jurassic Park that the dinosaurs are animals, not just monsters.
Right. What do you mean?
So with the Titanosaurs, there's a sense of awe.
Oh yeah, I love that.
And there's a lovely scene, isn't there, where Jonathan Bailey does he touches one of them?
Leg or something.
Yeah. And he's emotional about
really
it.
Emotional.
And there's just nothing like that in hardly any of the Jurassic World.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, yeah, it is all like more the horror of it, but yeah, I love. You're probably about to say this, but I love that bit where we saw that he actually played. Was it the cello or something?
Oh he played on.
No, it wasn't the cello.
It's a clarinet, isn't it?
A clarinet. That's it. He played part of the score of that moment.
Of that scene.
I absolutely love that. I love it. I love how into it he was.
Yeah. The only thing I found weird about that scene is the Chekhov's gun, which is that when we went into that big field with the Titanosaurus, we were warned about their predators.
Right.
And then they'd never arrive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Obviously, if you haven't guessed already, there will be spoilers in this discussion.
Oh, yes.
Let's talk about Jonathan Bailey.
Slutty little glasses. I felt like I slurred my words there. The heat of the slutty glasses.
Yeah.
He's having a moment, isn't he? Old JB.
Yeah, and I liked him in this.
Yeah, he's really good. I think he's a really good actor.
I have got a few nitpicks.
Uh-oh, here we go.
He and Scarlett Johansson, there are a few times when it was almost suggested that there was a romance.
Yes.
And it just reminded me how weird cinema has become about that stuff.
Right.
So some ace representation would be awesome, but that's not what we're getting here.
Yeah.
What we're getting is this sort of bland, sexless, tacked on, always straight romances.
Yeah.
And, especially when you've been watching, MCU films for all these years and stuff like that now, it's got really tired.
Bit passionless.
Yeah, like there's no, in the 90s it felt like there was more chemistry.
Yeah.
And the script allowed for them to be a bit more three-dimensional and to have that side to them.
Yeah, I mean, I think, as you can see from all those pictures of them kissing, which are hilarious, with her husband getting involved.
It was Scarlett Johansson and Jonathan Bailey on red carpets, that kind of thing.
Yeah, like you can tell they really like each other and they do have chemistry. So I think it must be a script thing.
Yeah.
That it's just been written to be a bit bland.
I don't know whether they're putting it in and then cutting it out, or whether just these days, there is no real romances, or if there are romances, they're really bland.
Yeah, there's none of those little kind of asides. It makes me think of like Ghostbusters.
Yeah, like Bill Murray is very clearly, his character is so obviously attracted to Sigourney
and he
Weaver.
makes these little jokes and these little asides, doesn't he? They're not offensive, or they're not,
I don't want that. Yeah.
No, but he kind of says them so quickly and so like in the moment that they're kind of just, for a younger audience that would really kind of pass them by, but I guess they're just playing it really safe these days with most mainstream films. Yeah,
it's annoying. My next nitpick is the mint crunching thing.
Oh my god!
It didn't land.
It was a no.
Did anyone in our cinema laugh?
No.
And lastly, he is the paleontologist.
Yeah.
But he refers to flying and swimming reptiles.
I knew you were going to say this.
As dinosaurs, which they're not.
Okay.
Although,
Fair enough.
I've got two caveats to
Yeah.
that. One is Sam Neill says loads of things wrong in Jurassic Park as
Yeah.
well.
You're not taking it out on him, are you?
And I did find his big hearts explanation very satisfying. The way that because dinosaurs really did live long, like really did have long lives,
Yeah.
and they did have low incidences of heart disease.
Yeah.
And all the stuff about the climate kind of worked as well, because like David Coetbrook was convinced to return. He wrote Jurassic Park, and he was convinced to return by Steven Spielberg for this one. And they both felt that global dinosaurs was a really hard thing to write, and they wanted to go back to an island habitat.
I think it's always better to have them contained. Always.
Yet another secret island.
Yeah. How many secret islands have they got?
Yeah. But it's so much better that way.
Yeah.
I don't want them all over the earth.
I don't want to see them in New York or whatever. I'm sorry, I just don't.
Yeah. And it's really sad the way they don't they depict one quite near the beginning as like a nuisance, really.
They're like, oh, this chuffing dinosaur, I need to get to work.
That's sapping the awe.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't want to do that, because the awe is one of the only things other than horror that you've got left.
Yeah,
in a Jurassic film.
Yeah, put them on a mysterious island and build up to them is even better. Obviously, one of the best things in the first film was you don't even see them for ages.
Yeah, exactly. Take a weird ramshackle helicopter over there.
Yeah.
Driven by a CEO.
Keep coming up with reasons for them to just keep turning up on an island, you know.
They got on a flume, and the flume went left.
Yeah, they got on
into the
that's what happens if you go the wrong way on a log flume.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, how about Scarlett Johansson?
Yes, always a classy actor.
Yeah. Would you be surprised if I said that the gender of Zora Bennett, I think that was her name, was not specified when they were casting?
Oh, I am surprised.
Especially given that we were just talking about sort of maybe the
true,
romance
that's
between
true.
her and Jonathan Bailey's character was all in our heads.
Maybe it was, yeah.
Maybe there is sometimes you
gal
just put
pals.
Yeah, you just put two characters up on screen, two pretty actors, and and your brain does the rest.
We automatically assume. That's really interesting. Also, Miss Zora Bennett sounds like a one of the Bennett girls from Pride and Prejudice.
She's the forgotten one.
Yeah, the one that took a helicopter over to the island.
She didn't want to marry.
No.
I liked that they spent a long time at sea at the beginning.
Yeah.
It reminded me of, obviously a premier example would be Jaws. Mm-hmm. But also with, I think it was the 2005 King Kong. They spent a long time at sea at the beginning. I feel like the first hour of the film you don't even reach Skull Island, and I really liked that. I remember really liking that and thinking, give it time,
build up the tension.
Yeah, and give us a chance to meet all of the characters before we throw them into this situation. The only problem was it was so clunky in Jurassic World Rebirth. We've already met Scarlett Johansson, we've met Mahershala Ali, and they come across as kind of arseholes. Yeah. They're just mercenaries, aren't they?
Yeah.
And then it's like the script is suddenly going, sorry, actually, no, we want you to care about these characters.
So let's give them a little bit of random backstory.
Yeah, so they just, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the two of them sit down and have quite a sort of tragic backstory scene.
Yeah.
Were you ever in any doubt over the question of whether she would give the discovery to Big Pharma or to the whole world?
No, not really. But I don't think there's not really a lot of room for doubt in these, is there anymore?
No, and I suppose that's true of a lot of blockbuster films. You know where they're going. You just want to be entertained on the way.
How are they going to get there?
Yeah, it was obvious that she was going to do it, but I was happy when she did it anyway.
Yeah. Same.
Her worst line in the trailer was mercifully cut. There's a bit where she's on the boat and she says something like, "None of what you just said is good."
Well, then that happened.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly that kind of problem.
Lazy writing. Awful. But can we also just mention for a second how enraged I was at the dad taking his kids and someone else's kid, the boyfriend, on this round the world
sailing the Atlantic
trip.
Yeah,
and one of the kids was like 6 or something.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
Do people do that in real life?
I mean, probably, but
I thought the annoying teen was going to die,
yeah,
but he didn't. But I tell you, who did die? Ed Skrein.
Yes. I mean, not the person, the cat, whatever the character's called.
Oh, I cheered when the Spinosaurus in the cinema when the Spinosaurus comes up and just like bites him off the deck or whatever it does. Yeah.
Yeah. Good old Spinosaurus.
The only thing I did like about the clunky backstory insert was that it made sense of Maharaja protecting the family.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Throughout. Him surviving the D-Rex at the end made zero sense.
So likely.
However, I've recently read Universal made them do that.
Oh, why?
Because of his star status.
Okay. Well, good on him.
Get out of being eaten free card. So, did they need to crash the boat on the beach?
No, in no way did they need to, from what I remember.
They're fleeing the Spinosaurus and the Mosasaurus, I think. And I guess Spinosaurus can just get up on land anyway, so crashing onto a beach doesn't really do much.
No.
But with the Mosasaurus, can you not just stay in the shallows?
Well, yeah, one would assume, yes.
I don't really like when people nitpick about silly things like how do the vehicles still work on after all this time.
Because there's a certain level of because movie.
Yeah.
But I do think with anything that is asking us to take it seriously, which I'm not saying this film is necessarily, but if you're being expected to believe in a world, then that world, to some extent, has to make sense.
Yeah, it has to follow its own internal rules, and people have to act in a way that they would act.
Exactly.
You know, Maharaja's character is meant to be a seasoned smuggler, and yet he just throws the ship onto the beach.
Babes, how are you going to get back?
Yeah, just stranding them.
Not worried about that, or? Okay, so I think I need to bring up that we are saying Mr. Ali's name wrong. It's actually Mahershala. Mahershala. And he confirmed that on the Jimmy Kimmel show. There was a whole segment about it's not even his full name, and I am not going to attempt his full name because I will.
Apologies, Mahershala.
Mahershala. We're sorry.
So let's talk about the dinosaurs. The T-Rex scene is really fun.
As usual.
I remember reading Jurassic Park in the 90s, and roughly that scene is in the book.
Amazing.
I don't remember if the dinghy was indestructible in the book, though.
Where did they buy that dinghy from? Nothing could get through it.
Yeah, build all the enclosures out of that material, yeah.
Unbiteable.
I did feel there was enough dinosaur action in this film to scratch the itch for a bit longer. The recent Walking with Dinosaurs reboot was very dry.
Very.
So it was good to see some dinosaur action again, and thankfully it wasn't just a silly dinosaur fight like we get at the end of Jurassic World, for example.
Yeah. I
did like that the palette was a little bit brighter this time. Like the Compsognathus and the Spinosaurus had got an upgrade.
Yeah, if they can engineer them to look really weird and ugly, then they can engineer them to be pink and yellow like Mr. Blobby.
With the possible exception of the Indominus in Jurassic World, I have found all of the mutants to be kind of stupid.
Yes.
Throughout the Jurassic World series. I did think it made for a really cool, tense opening, which we should be used to from Gareth Edwards by now, from his Godzilla and his Rogue One, having somebody stuck behind glass.
Oh, yeah. What you mean after the evil Snickers bar had done its work?
Yeah. Apparently that's something from the Lost World novel.
Right.
There's like a rapper gets stuck in a door or something like that, and it's meant to represent the butterfly effect that Jeff Goldblum was describing in the first film.
That
or
kind of
like
makes more sense, because it just felt a bit like, really?
It felt like a weird bit of advertising.
That. But also, if one sweet rapper can destroy this whole facility, essentially, that's probably not very well built.
It was cool though. It like gave me the sort of feel of like, oh yeah, we're gonna get. I
love that. Yeah.
You know, like I feel like it was pre-credits. You know, that feeling of a promise of a scary.
Yeah.
You know,
violence.
I wonder with the mutants whether they exist so that they can copyright them, because you can't copyright a dinosaur.
Yeah, well, I think this has been discussed, hasn't it? That.
Oh, I don't know.
Or maybe just by you to
I think
me.
this is me, yeah.
But yeah, because they can't copyright a T-Rex, but they can if they make up some random thing.
You can copyright a D-Rex and then only you can sell toys of it.
Mm.
I don't think the mutants are necessary, but that does seem to be the direction they're probably going.
Yeah.
Again, because at the end of the film, the world has access to dinosaur blood.
Yep.
Thanks to Jonathan and Scarlett. If the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World series does insist on going off in such strange directions as it sometimes does, it begs the question, why aren't there any other dinosaur franchises?
Right.
You could, if you come along with a decent dinosaur film about real dinosaurs, make them look as real as you can, you know, follow the sort of walking with dinosaurs pattern.
Right.
And show us absolutely accurate dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And then make an exciting film that doesn't rely on mutations and that kind of thing.
I mean, yeah, do it. Do it, Hollywood.
Yeah, go make it. Overall, I feel like Jurassic World Rebirth was an enjoyable watch. And kind of like the third film, this seventh film is like a standalone romp, inoffensive.
Yeah.
And
but not going down in the annals of history.
No, but just like a nice summer blockbuster day out at the cinema.
Okay, so if you had to give it a score, how many yellow dinghies out of 5 would you give this film?
I would give it 2.5 indestructible dinghies out of 5.
Cool. I agree.
Okay, moving on to Superman.
Da 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 da.
Right, I want to get out the way up front the political side to this.
Yep.
Rather like Barbie, was it last year?
Yes.
Superman has been kind of a lightning rod. It's certainly got a lot of media attention this year, especially after James Gunn called it an immigrant story.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I felt that this was an escapist fantasy first.
Yeah.
And if there was anything political about it, which I guess there was, especially looking at what was happening in Jurampur and Moravia. But I feel that directors and writers have a right to express themselves if it's pertinent. And this is a movie about doing the right thing, and sometimes that
Yeah.
includes political action.
Yeah, and the purest form of justice, and
Yeah.
like you say, wanting to do the right thing.
Superman has always been political. He took on Hitler, he fought the KKK, he promoted polio vaccines, he promoted COVID safety, and it just seems to me that those criticising Superman being political are either attention seekers
Yeah, what a surprise.
or trying to distract you from what the real supervillains in the world are doing.
Yes.
And of course, you've got the Snyder fans who protested the film.
Really?
Yeah.
They actually protested.
Yeah. Which is just sad, really.
Yeah, they've had their Snyder cut. Like, calm down, babes.
Yeah. I mean, I never get it when nerds fight among themselves.
Yeah, like, it should be a community.
Yeah. The fact that people right now unironically like Homelander.
Okay, yeah, this is going to start to piss me off.
Or Overman from Invincible
Yeah, okay.
tells you that the world needs Superman right now.
Yeah, probably more than ever.
Yeah. I did think it was interesting that Lex wanted to be a king.
Oh, well, after the No Kings.
Yeah, it wasn't in
thing.
February
Yeah.
Trump called himself a king.
Yeah, interesting.
And that even though we thoroughly covered this in Batman v Superman, once again, one of Superman's greatest enemies turned out to be television news. Teach your children critical thinking. Mm-hmm. So, how did you feel about our new Superman, David Corenswet?
I thought he did a really good job. He was full of joy when he wasn't, having arguments with Lois or whatever. And he was full of purpose. Yeah, I did think he was good. I never thought that I would go for a new Superman over Cavill, but yeah. What did you think?
I think I liked how hopeful he was.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's the strongest actor to ever take the role.
No, but he's got quite big super boots to fill.
Yeah, and not as sweet as, say, Christopher Reeve.
No.
But I did like him, and he comes across as a really lovely guy.
Yeah.
Like, he seems like a really nice guy in real life as well.
I think so.
I do wish he'd been given more of a chance to emote. I think keeping him apart from Lois for so much of the film was probably a mistake in that respect.
That was one of the things that I was initially really disappointed about when I came out of the film. I feel like they only had maybe 2 scenes together, and one of those scenes they were arguing.
Yeah, Rachel Brosnan was obviously great too.
Yeah, amazing. That is I think that is how I picture Lois.
Yeah.
And she was very similar to, I've forgotten her name, but the actress who played Lois Lane in the
Margot Kidder?
Yeah, I think she looks really similar to Margot Kidder.
Yeah, I know what you mean. They're similar sort of vibe.
Yeah.
How about Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor?
I love Nicholas Hoult. I think he's I don't know, would you say he's underrated? I don't know, but he's excellent.
Yeah.
He's an excellent actor. He really put everything into Lex, I feel.
He was such a nasty bastard in this, wasn't he? He was his triumphant smile when he was winning was just so horrible.
Yeah, but also you can really see the weakness underneath.
Oh, he's so petty, yeah.
Yeah, petty, and just feels like he's not enough and feels threatened. I guess represents toxic masculinity in a way.
Oh yeah, to an extent. Or well, he's also nearly every big businessman at the moment.
Yeah.
If you're coming to see the film purely for Jor-El, I think you're going to be disappointed. 1, because he's Bradley Cooper this time.
Ew.
And 2, because he turns out to be a baddie.
Yeah. How did you feel about that? Because I don't know.
They have done that before.
Yeah.
And I remember even in quite recent years, we had when DC Comics did the Rebirth initiative, he was reintroduced as this mysterious figure called Mr. Oz. And he was quite sinister in that, and I think he had some sort of dark plans for Superman that time as well.
Okay.
I felt like it was a little bit strange because this film and this new universe certainly looks like an opportunity to cleave as close to the comics as possible.
Yeah, definitely.
And so it's a little bit weird this early on for them to be sufficiently changing the lore. However, it was done for a reason, which was to set the hopeful tone in that Superman's goodness wasn't predetermined by his parents in this film.
Yeah.
He's good of his own volition. He's kind.
I think, yeah, once you think about it that way, that actually does make it more powerful, because initially I was really disappointed. I was like, oh, why are they doing this? What's the point? But
especially when we did the whole media thing again and everyone turning against him.
But when you think, with what you've just said, I think it does make it more powerful.
When he is fighting Ultraman, he is fighting everything that his parents wanted Superman to be.
That's right.
You know, there's a literal and metaphorical struggle. His humanity is his strength. This is something he got from his Earth parents. Makes them more important to his story. He gives a very solid, on-the-nose speech. And I think it's a good thing. It's good to show children kindness is important.
Yeah, definitely. It's possibly the most important thing, and humanity is not gonna survive without it.
That's right. Obviously, if you do show this to children, you will also have to explain what a harem is. One thing I've become more aware of with superheroes is their compassion and how important that is. One of the things I love so much about Batman the Animated Series is that he's always going to his villains, let me help you.
Yeah, it always gives them that chance, doesn't it?
And this happens in Superman. He gives the Engineer and Ultraman a chance to leave Lex and join the good side. He wants to save the kaiju, and he even saves a squirrel.
Yeah.
Speaking of the kaiju, you've got some very specific beef.
Oh my God. James Gunn and eyeballs, giant eyeballs, squidgy eyeballs, rats in eyeballs.
Oh my God.
Eyeballs being poked and stabbed and stuff. I did
love how much James Gunn revels in the weirdness of the DC universe. Kaijus and fifth dimensional imps are just invading the city every day, and that's normal.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I did feel the massive hole in the earth was unnecessary. There was enough going on at that point.
Yeah, I did feel like by the end of it that it was all a bit kind of smushed in, and this feeling of like, we might never get to make another one, so let's just put it all in now, which I don't think is the case at all. I think he's kind of got free reign to do as many as he likes. So yeah, there was no real need to smush every single thing in. Yeah,
we'd already got a threat in Metropolis in the form of Ultraman and the Engineer.
Yeah.
I wonder if the whole was just maybe a setup for maybe introducing Bizarro and Bizarro World down the line or something like that. Given that Ultraman is basically Bizarro.
Yes, I thought he was at one point.
And you felt that there was a little too much action?
Yeah, well, just like I said, I think, you don't have to throw the whole kitchen sink at it.
Oh, it was a very full film.
It was very frenetic.
There was a green baby and a mysterious man holding
Joey.
him. Yeah, and there was a big rush at the beginning to tell us the backstory, and when we meet the Kents, she rushes in and she goes, "He's John and I'm Martha."
Yeah, exactly.
It was crammed, yeah.
I would have just appreciated a few more quiet scenes with his parents or with Lois or in the newsroom or...
I wouldn't have minded if it had been 3 hours.
No.
Yeah. I do think the action is better in Man of Steel.
Ooh.
And Batman v Superman. I feel like Henry Cavill's Superman grants a certain power fantasy, which I think the Snyder fans do find it hard to let go of.
Yeah.
But I totally get it, because that's something that I'm not embarrassed to admit I get out of superhero films as well.
What their inherent strength and...
Yeah, and seeing them win. Because you don't really see Superman win very much in this film.
You don't actually, which is, is weird now you come to say it.
I mean, there's not much fighting in Superman 78.
No.
But, it's still a classic. So maybe that's not the most crucial thing. I mean, Superman in this, he's back to being more like a firefighter again.
Yeah.
Where in Batman v Superman, he very much turned into a cop.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was investigating Batman.
Yeah.
It's funny because for a packed film, there was so much in the trailers that I did feel like I could piece the whole film together.
And I know lots of people have said this, but I agree. I don't like it when they show pretty much the whole film in the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point?
Do you remember Spider-Man Homecoming? That was a really bad case of it, where they just put the whole thing in the trailer. We want a mysterious trailer for once. Please get back to doing that, where you really don't know what's... Yeah. Where you really, you get the vibe, but you really don't actually know what's going to happen going in.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Another thing I'd like to see more of again is hummable theme tunes. This is something that's gone out of vogue in the last 20 years.
Right.
And when I left the cinema, I wasn't the only person. I noticed there were other people apart from me walking out humming the John Williams.
Which they played a lot during the film.
Yeah, they did. I loved the music they used in the desert both times. I thought it was really exciting, the music they used when the Justice Gang.
That's it.
When the Justice Gang arrived.
I actually remember that music.
And the really inspirational version of the Williams tune when the boy was raising the flag in the desert.
Yeah.
That was
amazing.
Quite emotional, that bit, wasn't it?
It was very, yeah.
I am excited to see what else comes from this new sandbox. I think we were ready for a new one.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we were ready for a hopeful, colourful, optimistic take on these characters, and Gunn has delivered that. My only concern, I think, is that he keeps saying that he doesn't know what to do with Batman.
Yeah, that is a bit of a worry, especially to the UK's #1 Batman fan, Daniel Cheeseman.
He keeps saying that every Batman story has been done, and I feel like any Batman fan could tell you that's not the case.
Even I know that's not the case.
Yeah,
I mean, I am a Batman
there's so
fan,
many that you can adapt, but even if you don't want to adapt them, there are still brand new stories left to be told. They're being told all the time.
Exactly.
And I'm sure if you pick any writer who is a Batman fan, they could give you a decent Batman story. And I think the problem here is that I feel like Gunn has taken everything onto his own shoulders.
Yeah, there's such a thing as too much creative control.
Yeah, just if something is stumping you, ask for help.
Absolutely.
Another important lesson. Another lesson for Jimmy Olsen. Enjoy the attention while it lasts.
Yeah, Jimmy. You're going to get old like the rest of us. Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure about how Eve Tessmacher was presented. Like, I don't think they actually made it clear enough that she took all those photos. You know, she was actually kind of a spy. She was a double agent. She was really clever. Lex didn't catch her taking any of those pictures.
They wouldn't have won without her.
No, he assumed she was a bimbo or whatever. But then you kind of contrast that to this whole she's obsessed with Jimmy like everyone else is kind of thing, and, you know, kind of undermining her in that way. And I just didn't find that funny.
I think that's it. I think it's they sacrifice her character to the humour of the situation.
Because she was really brave. She would have been thrown into the pancake universe.
Oh
whole
yeah, the
thing, same as everyone else.
The pancake universe.
Yeah, the universe in between two universes.
Is that where Mr. Great lives?
Yeah, Mr. Great's there, and. Okay, so how many T-spheres out of 5 would you give this Superman film?
I feel like, because out of the 3, I feel the strongest pull to watch it again.
Yeah.
I would give this one 3 T-spheres out of 5. I don't think it's a big paradigm shift. I don't think we're looking at necessarily an all-timer, as some of the more positive reviewers have said, but it's a really enjoyable couple of hours.
I agree. And in keeping with tradition for this podcast, I also give it 3 out of 5.
Yeah. Okay, last of all, moving on to Fantastic Four First Steps.
Fantastic.
The first thing I noticed about this film is the way it clipped along.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a 2-hour montage. I mean, it's made up of several montages.
It's pacey.
Yeah.
I like that.
The one at the very beginning showing all of their successes, I thought that would have been quite welcome in the Superman movie, because, as I mentioned earlier, I don't feel like we saw him win all that much.
No, agree.
And equally, it could have been a good way to speed through his origins as well, without just putting text on the screen.
Yeah.
Because I quite liked that about the Fantastic Four, was that we got to go through all of that in a very visual way with there's a lot of Easter eggs there as well.
I love that, yeah.
Yeah. Despite the montages, I didn't feel like it was as stuffed full as the Superman film.
No, definitely not.
Which do you prefer in terms of approach?
Oh, I mean, they're very different, but I was probably more... I don't know, I'm probably, maybe I'm getting old, but I was probably more comfortable in Fantastic Four. I know what you mean. Like, where am I? What's happening?
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily make it better. It's just a bit more linear and a bit more, not quite so frenetic.
I think of myself as quite a greedy film enthusiast.
Yeah.
In that I quite like the overstuffed approach.
Like a turkey.
And I'm also not averse to a long film.
Yeah.
I quite like that too.
If it's really good, then yeah, keep it going.
Yeah, I'll have as much as I can, yeah. The other main thing I noticed about this film was kind of muted performances.
Yeah, particularly from Pedro. You know I love my girl Pedro. But I just felt like the character was quite bland. And I didn't really think, like when John Krasinski played Mr. Fantastic, there was a lot of warmth. I know it was a different scenario, but there's a lot of warmth, a lot of he packed quite a lot into that character in a short scene, whereas I just feel a little bit like Pedro's rendition of Mr. Fantastic was, really pulled back somehow.
Yeah, I mean, I love him.
Yeah.
But he did mostly just do a worried face
Yeah.
for most of the film.
Yeah.
He finally got to do some proper acting when, spoiler, Sue died.
Yeah, that was very emotional.
Yeah, although I am quite tired of seeing resuscitations on the screen.
Oh, you wanted her just to stay dead.
No, it's just there's been so many now.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Johnny seemed kind of miserable this time. And they even took all of the sass out of Natasha Lyonne.
Which is extremely hard to do.
They did make it about family, which is a good choice when you're doing the Fantastic Four. I wasn't sure about some of the marital drama.
Yeah, but you never like that in a show, do you?
No, but I didn't feel like Sue had a leg to stand on in those discussions. It felt sort of really out of the blue, like she was taking her frustrations out on Reed.
Right.
Because she knows that he would never hand Franklin over.
No, of course. Yeah. But don't forget, after the space birth, she has got those post-preg hormones.
That's true.
Absolutely blasting through her.
Even more so when you have a birth in space, possibly.
Exactly. Who knows what effect that could have.
I mean, that's one of my favourite things about the film, is what a strong character Sue is.
Yeah, she's amazing.
The birth scene, obviously, the bit where she showed the baby through her invisible body was really
amazing.
sweet. And essentially, in the end, beating Galactus with the help of another mother.
Yeah.
The Silver Surfer.
Exactly. And she is the most powerful of the four.
Yeah, it certainly seemed that way, didn't it?
Yeah.
But I do think that all of them were just a little bit numb at times. I felt like the most emotive character was the Thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, there was a lot that went into his expressions, considering, yeah.
He wasn't really there.
He wasn't really there.
Yeah, it was magnificent. Not as restrained as the 2015 Fantastic Four, thankfully. And at the other end of the scale, when we saw Godzilla -1 recently, that guy that pretty much shouted and screamed and cried all the way through the whole...
Yeah, that was slightly one note.
Yeah, I think the answer would be to take a page out of the Thunderbolts book.
I loved that. I really loved the line of humour and emotional vulnerability. I mean, Florence Pugh, come on.
They were tragic but they were funny, and I think that just really worked, that one.
And really vulnerable, like really, really human.
Another thing that kind of irritated me, even though I understood its function within the film, was the way, just like Superman, they ran afoul of the media.
Yeah, and I know it is a current commentary and all of that kind of stuff, but I'm very easily stressed out by films.
Yeah.
And that is a trope that really, because I think it's the injustice of it. It just makes my injustice trigger. I'm on a hair.
People thinking things that are not true, or people unfairly judging people, or
exactly. It just sets me off, and when you go into a cinema to watch something like this, I just feel like, not that they shouldn't do it, but there's certain elements that you're just like, oh God, I don't want to be reminded of everyday life. Like, well,
that's always been my issue with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like, I love Spider-Man, but the way he's always late for everything. You know?
Does it remind you of anyone?
Yeah, you.
Fashionably.
Yeah. You know how, like in the Sam Raimi films, how MJ is really disappointed with him because he didn't make it to her show and stuff like that. I find that
social stuff, social awkwardness, or things like that. I kind of think it does turn me off.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be escapism.
Absolutely.
I do think that rushing into a press conference the moment you step off your spaceship is probably not the right way to go.
I think it was ill-advised. I think they should have let in this case, some kind of political advisor maybe know first, because it just seemed like Reed was shooting his mouth off and had no idea, no plan.
Yeah. I might even have gone so far as to lie.
Yeah.
The public don't need to know that Galactus asked for Franklin.
Or just give a no comment interview. I mean, come on.
I love that they went into space this time.
I always like going into space.
I felt like it looked great.
Yeah.
It was more like Interstellar than Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. Again, quite contained, quite, reserved, but in a good way.
Yeah. And that is where we met Galactus, who I do think in his very first appearance, when he's sort of sitting in the dark, was quite fearsome.
Yeah, I think so.
He's quite an extraordinary looking character, probably quite hard to make scary. And I feel like they did as much as they could with that.
Yeah, or at the very least, imposing.
Yeah, and he's not just a big cloud this time.
Yeah.
I liked the sexy Silver Surfer.
Of course.
But I was angry with her when she smashed up all of that apparatus.
Oh my God, yeah. Tipped over into, from heralding to fucking shit up.
Yeah. I mean, she doesn't have to be that good at her job. Just let them move the Earth and say, oh, sorry, Galactus, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did want them to use their powers a little bit more.
Yeah.
I feel like we got a lot of sillier uses in the sort of campier 2005 film.
Right. Stretching, etc.
Yeah, but I kind of missed some of that. Like, there's a happy medium.
I think that's part of that more restrained nature of it.
The final battle, I did feel like, was filled with why don't they moments.
Yeah.
All the way through, I kept being like, why are they doing that? Why don't they do that? Why would you move the baby only, 100 feet away or whatever it was?
Yeah, for some extremely intelligent scientists, there were a few gaps in that plan.
Yeah. I feel like a channel like How It Should Have Ended are going to have some fun with this one. I really liked the zany retro vibe. It felt weird and comic booky in the same way that Superman did.
Yeah.
Very colourful and hopeful, not the dry, dark and miserable world we saw in the 2015 version. We know that there is a MCU reboot on the horizon.
Exciting.
Yeah. And I think probably in response to the success of whimsical films like Superman and Fantastic Four, they probably will lean harder into the comic book style this time.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good and interesting new direction for them to go in.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the first Iron Man film, that very much feels like it's grounded in our world, doesn't it? It starts off with terrorists, and I suspect this time, when they come to relaunch Iron Man, he's going to probably be facing some kind of extraterrestrial... Yeah, space lizard, yeah. I feel like they finally made the Fantastic Four film they maybe should have made all along, but I think it could have done with maybe just a little bit more of the character and maybe the campiness.
Yeah,
of
unleash
the first.
it a little bit more.
Yeah. I don't think it was as much of a challenge in a way as the other two films we've looked at, because I feel like both of those were trying to kickstart a franchise. Whereas this one, it's another MCU movie.
Yeah.
And it's a good solid one.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's not a letdown. I am excited for the Fantastic Four and the Thunderbolts and the Avengers and everyone to come together, though.
I think that's going to be, it's going
and
to be
the
epic.
X-Men.
Yeah, I am really excited about who's going to be cast. I mean, I do have a lot of love for the X-Men films, so Those are some big boots to fill.
Yeah, definitely. And it is exciting because I think that's probably my favourite corner of the Marvel universe.
I agree. Mutant and proud. How many silver surfboards out of 5?
I'll give this one 2.5.
And I'll give it 3.
So, do we agree that Superman came out on top?
We do. Certainly did.
Not that it is a competition necessarily. And that's that. Thank you very much for listening.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. And bye.
Bye.